Business Growth Strategy, Part 2. From Owner-Operator to CEO. A continuation from Part 1. Written by Daniel Eramesele. Chapter 7. Pillar 4. Team and Leadership. From Owner-Operator to CEO. When the owner becomes the bottleneck. If every decision, approval, customer issue, and solution must pass through the owner, the team can move only at the owner's speed. The bottleneck may look like dedication, but it limits initiative and teaches employees to wait. A CEO builds people and decision-making capacity. The aim is not to become irrelevant, it is to stop being required for matters that others can handle competently. The leader should reserve attention for vision, culture, capital allocation, key relationships, major risks, and the development of future leaders. Examine why work remains with you. Is the task undocumented? Is authority unclear? Was the wrong person hired? Is training incomplete? Are you correcting people publicly but coaching them poorly? Or do you simply find it difficult to release control? Honest diagnosis is the beginning of leadership growth. Hire for outcomes, character, and capacity. Attitude matters, but hiring should not be reduced to attitude alone. Define the result the role must produce, the skills required, the behaviors consistent with your values, and the evidence that demonstrates ability. A warm personality cannot replace competence, and technical skill cannot excuse destructive character. Look for people who take ownership, learn, communicate honestly, solve problems, and accept accountability. Use structured interviews, practical work samples, reference checks, and a clear probation or onboarding plan where lawful and appropriate. Hire to remove a specific constraint. The best early hires often release the owner from administrative, delivery, sales, or operational work that consumes time but does not require the founder's unique contribution. Calculate the expected return in capacity, revenue, quality, or reduced risk. Delegate authority, not merely tasks. Delegation fails when an employee receives responsibility but no authority, information, tools, or access. Explain the desired outcome, boundaries, resources, deadline, decision rights, checkpoints, and conditions that require escalation. Do not prescribe every movement when the result and guardrails are clear. Allow capable people to improve the method. This builds ownership and may reveal solutions the founder would never have designed alone. At the same time, delegation requires accountability. Trust is strengthened by transparent measures and dependable communication, not by the absence of review. Lead, coach, and multiply. Give clear targets and explain why they matter. Hold short weekly meetings that review priorities, measures, obstacles, decisions, and commitments. Feedback should be timely, specific, respectful, and connected to observable behavior and results. Develop people through coaching, exposure, responsibility, and reflection. Ask questions that strengthen judgment instead of immediately supplying every answer. Recognize progress and address underperformance early. The ultimate test of leadership is multiplication. Train someone to assume a meaningful part of your current role within 90 days. Then help that person develop another capable person. A company grows securely when leadership exists at several levels. CEO Action Plan. List every recurring responsibility you perform. Mark each item, retain, automate, delegate, eliminate, or postpone. Select the first 2 roles your business genuinely needs and write outcome-based role scorecards before recruiting. Establish a weekly team meeting, monthly performance conversation, and quarterly development review. Ask, who is ready for greater responsibility? Who needs training? Where is authority unclear? What am I still doing because of habit rather than necessity? Chapter 8. Marketing that works. From Owner-Operator to CEO. Marketing is a system, not occasional posting. Marketing has 3 jobs: attract the attention of appropriate people, convert that attention into identifiable leads, and help qualified leads become customers. Posting content without a defined audience, message, offer, call to action, and measurement is activity, not a complete marketing system. A dependable system connects research, message, content or advertising, lead capture, follow-up, sales, and reporting. Each stage should have an owner, process, budget, and measure. Marketing becomes predictable when the business can explain where leads come from, what they cost, how many convert, and why customers choose the offer. Organic content, paid advertising, and word of mouth. Organic content builds familiarity and trust over time. It works best when it consistently addresses customer problems, demonstrates expertise, presents evidence, and invites a next step. Build a repeatable content calendar around a few themes rather than inventing unrelated posts every day. Paid advertising can produce faster reach, but it does not repair a weak offer. Begin with a controlled budget, one audience, one message, one landing page, and a measurable conversion event. Test small, learn, and scale only when the economics are sound. Word of mouth is strengthened by remarkable results, memorable service, testimonials, reviews, referrals, and community reputation. It may feel informal, but it can be systematized through requests, reminders, referral tools, and consistent customer care. Choose 2 primary channels for 90 days. The best channel is not the most fashionable one. It is the place where your ideal customers pay attention and where your business can compete consistently and profitably. Create a message people understand. Customers buy outcomes, relief, progress, status, convenience, confidence, or transformation, not merely features. State clearly whom you help, the result you produce, the problem you solve, why your approach is credible, and what the person should do next. A useful message passes the 5-second test. A visitor should quickly understand what the business offers and whether it is relevant. Remove insider language and clever phrases that conceal meaning. Simplicity is not shallowness. It is disciplined communication. Support the promise with proof, demonstrations, before and after evidence, testimonials, relevant experience, guarantees where responsible, case studies, transparent processes, or measurable results. Never make claims you cannot substantiate. Build the marketing funnel. At the top of the funnel, attract the right attention. In the middle, provide education and a useful reason to share contact information, such as a guide, consultation, assessment, sample, event, or demonstration. At the bottom, present a relevant offer and follow-up process. Measure reach, click-through or response rate, cost per lead, lead quality, conversion rate, customer acquisition cost, and return on marketing investment. Interpret metrics together. Cheap leads are not valuable if they never buy. Expensive leads may be worthwhile if they become profitable long-term customers. 90-day action plan. Month 1, refine your message, choose 2 channels, create a content plan, and establish baseline measures. Month 2, introduce a useful lead magnet or consultation, request reviews and case studies, and strengthen follow-up. Month 3, run a controlled advertising or partnership test and compare cost, quality, and conversion. At the end of 90 days, stop what consistently fails, improve what shows potential, and invest more in what produces qualified and profitable customers. Marketing works when learning becomes a disciplined cycle. Chapter 9. Breaking through growth plateaus. From owner-operator to CEO. Why growth stops. Every growing business eventually reaches a point where yesterday's methods no longer produce tomorrow's results. Sales may flatten, margins may tighten, service quality may fall, or the owner may feel trapped again. This is a growth plateau. A plateau is not always evidence of failure. It may indicate that the business has reached the capacity of its current market, offer, process, team, technology, capital, or leadership model. The organization must change how it operates before it can carry greater results. 4 causes appear frequently: clarity has weakened, systems are breaking under volume, the team has reached its capacity, or marketing has become stale. Other causes may include pricing, cash constraints, customer concentration, changing demand, poor retention, or an offer that no longer solves the most urgent problem. Step 1. Return to the evidence. Do not diagnose the plateau by emotion. Compare recent performance with earlier periods and targets. Identify exactly where decline or stagnation begins: leads, conversion, order value, frequency, retention, margin, delivery capacity, cash collection, or employee productivity. Segment the data by product, customer type, channel, salesperson, location, and time where possible. An overall flat number may hide one declining area and one growing opportunity. Step 2. Listen to customers again. Markets change, and customers' priorities change with them. Speak with current, former, lost, and ideal customers. Ask what they value now, what frustrates them, why they chose or rejected your offer, what alternatives they consider, and what outcome would justify action. Listen for patterns rather than obeying every request. Customers describe their experience and desired outcome. Leadership must decide which problems fit the company's strategy and capability. Step 3. Remove the primary bottleneck. A bottleneck is the constraint that limits the output of the whole system. Adding effort elsewhere may create more work without increasing results. If sales closes more deals than delivery can fulfill, more marketing will deepen the problem. If capacity is available but leads are weak, hiring more delivery staff will waste cash. Choose one constraint and concentrate resources on it until capacity improves. The bottleneck may be a slow approval, missing skill, unreliable supplier, weak manager, poor technology, unclear offer, or the owner. Step 4. Add one growth lever. After stabilizing the constraint, test one well-defined growth lever: a refined offer, new customer segment, additional channel, partnership, pricing model, geographic area, product extension, or improved retention program. Define the hypothesis, budget, responsible person, timeframe, success measure, and stop condition before the test begins. One disciplined experiment teaches more than several uncontrolled changes. The right mindset during a plateau. Do not panic, deny the evidence, or abandon the vision hastily. Plateaus expose weaknesses that rapid growth may have hidden. Use the period to repair economics, improve leadership, simplify operations, strengthen customer value, and restore focus. Resilience is not repeating the same action indefinitely. It is the capacity to remain committed to the purpose while learning and changing the method. 30-day reset. Review your one-page plan and dashboard. Interview or survey at least 20 customers or prospects. Identify and remove one responsibility from your plate. Select one bottleneck and one controlled marketing or offer test. Measure for 30 days, meet weekly to review evidence, and document what you learn. At the end, decide whether to stop, adjust, continue, or scale the test. A plateau becomes progress when the business turns pressure into learning. Chapter 10. Sustainable Growth. From Owner-Operator to CEO. Building for the long term. Fast growth can be exciting, but growth without a foundation can destroy cash flow, quality, culture, and customer trust. Sustainable growth is the ability to increase value and capacity without repeatedly creating crises that threaten the organization. A sustainably growing business produces healthy profit, serves customers well, protects cash, develops leaders, manages risk, and improves its systems. It does not depend on permanent exhaustion. The aim is not slow growth for its own sake, it is growth the organization can finance, deliver, and retain. Foundation 1. Healthy cash flow. Cash reserves create time to think and strength to respond. Aim, where practical, to build a reserve covering at least 3 months of essential operating expenses. Businesses with volatile revenue or greater risk may need more. Build the reserve progressively rather than waiting for a perfect month. Forecast cash, collect receivables promptly, negotiate sensible payment terms, protect margins, separate business and personal money, and avoid funding long-term commitments with uncertain short-term income. Growth should be paced according to available capital and realistic cash conversion. Foundation 2. Strong and scalable systems. Everything important should be documented, owned, measured, and periodically improved. Scalable systems handle increased volume without a proportional increase in confusion, cost, or errors. Before expanding, test whether sales, onboarding, delivery, finance, service, technology, suppliers, and compliance can carry the projected demand. Strengthen the weakest link. Growth magnifies whatever already exists, good systems and bad ones alike. Foundation 3. Leadership beyond the founder. A sustainable company develops leaders who can make sound decisions in alignment with the vision and values. The founder should increasingly work on direction, capital, culture, strategic relationships, innovation, and leadership development rather than daily supervision. Create succession depth for critical roles. Cross-train essential responsibilities, document access and decisions, and ensure that no vital process depends on one person. A company becomes valuable and resilient when knowledge and authority are distributed responsibly. Protect quality, culture, and reputation. Growth is not worthwhile if it destroys the qualities that made customers trust the business. Define non-negotiable service and ethical standards. Hire and reward in accordance with them. Watch for signs of cultural strain, poor communication, hidden mistakes, blame, declining standards, burnout, or decisions that contradict stated values. Reputation is accumulated slowly and can be damaged quickly. Be honest about capacity, correct failures, honor commitments, and refuse revenue that requires the company to betray its values or promise what it cannot deliver. What to avoid. Avoid chasing every trend. Evaluate whether an opportunity fits the strategy, customer, economics, and capacity. Avoid hiring too fast. Build roles around proven needs and clear outcomes. Avoid ignoring the numbers during exciting periods. Rapid sales can conceal falling margins and dangerous cash requirements. Avoid becoming the bottleneck again. As the company grows, continue delegating, developing leaders, and redesigning your own role. Avoid expansion before the core business is healthy. A second branch, new product, or new market multiplies management complexity. Expansion should follow evidence, preparation, and sufficient leadership capacity. The CEO's 90-day growth rhythm. Every 90 days, review 5 areas: clarity, customers, cash, systems, and team. Evaluate performance, identify the primary constraint, select one major improvement, assign responsibility, and define measurable outcomes. Review risk alongside opportunity. Ask what could damage cash flow, delivery, reputation, compliance, technology, or key relationships. Prepare reasonable safeguards and contingency plans. Business growth is not an isolated event. It is a habit of clear thinking, focused execution, measurement, learning, and renewal. Final action and closing. The business you have today reflects your present thinking, decisions, systems, and leadership capacity. The business you desire tomorrow will require new thinking, stronger people, clearer numbers, and more dependable systems. Begin now. Choose the next constraint rather than trying to repair everything at once. Give it sustained attention, measure the result, and then move to the next level. The journey from owner-operator to CEO is not completed by adopting a title. It is completed by building an organization that can create value, develop people, serve customers, and grow beyond the daily labor of its founder. Conclusion: becoming the CEO your business needs. The transition from owner-operator to CEO is a gradual transfer of dependence, from one person to a clear vision, sound economics, effective systems, capable people, and a healthy culture. It requires courage because the founder must release familiar work and embrace unfamiliar leadership. Do not measure progress only by how busy you are. Measure it by the strength of the business. Are customers served consistently? Is cash understood and protected? Can decisions be made at the right level? Are processes documented? Are people growing? Can the organization perform when you are absent? Your next level will not be reached through personal effort alone. It will be built through focused priorities, wise hiring, disciplined measurement, thoughtful delegation, and continuous learning. Start with the weakest pillar, strengthen it deliberately, and repeat the process every 90 days. You began as the worker because the vision needed your hands. You became a manager because the work needed coordination. You become a CEO when the future needs an organization. Build that organization with patience, integrity, and purpose. From owner-operator to CEO. Copyright 2026 at Daniel Eramesele. All rights reserved. We sincerely appreciate the time you have spent with us. We look forward to connecting with you again. Until then, remain blessed, continue exploring the treasures God has placed within you, and remember to listen to our other inspirational materials. We would be grateful to receive your feedback and hear how this audiobook has blessed, encouraged, or transformed your life. Please help us to like and subscribe to our channel to help us reach more people. Thank you once again.